This video is a tutorial on this pattern, which is number 10617 on Bracelet book, and I'll have it linked in the description. But I made this one before with these pink and blue colors, and then today I'll use these colors, which are like red, orange, yellow, and then 2 shades of pink. First thing I need to do is cut the strings. So you will have 2 strands of every color. So I just take one long strand and fold it in half. So I hold it in one hand and then do wingspan length across to your other hand and then cut it there. And so this is like one long one, but when we start it, it will be 2 strings like that. So you can just make all of your others the same length as this one long one. Now I have all my strings cut, so you should have 5 different colors, all of them the same length, and you take the 2 ends, put them together, and then we'll make a loop on this side. So just put it around your fingers, then come back through here. And then I put 4 fingers in here, and then tighten it right there so that you have room to do like braided or twisted ties. Like this one I did braided. Now I'm going to tape it down and we'll start by sorting the colors. So I use the pattern on Bracelet book. If you're just following this tutorial, you won't like need a pattern, but if you want to look at that, I have it linked in the description. But we're going to organize by colors, so I put mine in as a variation every time. It just makes it easier to see like where the colors line up. This one is pretty simple on like lining up because they're all right next to each other. So I have my 2 yellows, then I have the oranges, then the red, and then the darker pink, and then lighter pink. Now that all my strings are set up, we can start the pattern. So the beginning of this one is really simple. It's just like a candy stripe start. I have a tutorial of this on my channel. If you want to watch it, I can link it in the description. But we're going to start on the far right side with the 2 light pink ones, and we're just going to do 1 forward knot. And so just like a refresher is you go like a 4 that way, and then pull this string through, and then pull it up to the top, and then you do every knot twice. So I'll do it again and pull it up to the top. So that's that knot. And then you can go to your next one. Mine is the darker pink, and you do another forward knot with these 2. Then you'll just take your leading string, go to the next one, which is this one, and then do another forward knot. Then the last one, and that's it with the pinks. Now we'll go on to the next in order. Mine is this reddish color, and you'll do 5 forward knots. So starting with them over each other with the same color, and then all the way down these. Now you go to the next one, which are these, and you'll do the same thing all the way down. I think it's 7 this time. And now you'll do your lightest color on the left. Now we just take the one from the far left side and do forward knots all the way across again.
Go back to the left and do another row.
Now we're going to go back and do another row with this color, and this is going to be the last one of all forward knots. So that is the first section of this bracelet. The next part is this little triangle right here. So we will take this dark pink color and do 3 forward knots. Then we're going to take the 2 lighter ones and do 1 forward knot. Now we're starting the pattern back the other way, and so this will be a lot of backward knots now. So the first one is between the righter of the lighter ones and the left of these. So these 2 right here. And it's going to be a backward knot. So you take your leading string, which is this one, do a 4 over this way, and then pull that string through. And again, you do it twice. And then 1 more over the edge string. And that was to complete this triangle. And then the next part is you're going to go back and take this, not the pink one, but this one, and do backward knots across all of these strings right here. Now I'll go back to the center, and you can always tell because it'll be the one to the right of your pink or your darker color or whatever, this one, but it'll be this one for me, and so this will be 5 backward knots. Now I'll go back and find my next one, so I just kind of split it down the middle, take the one right here, and then do backward knots all the way across again. Going back to the middle again and taking this one and going all the way across. Now we're going back and taking this orange one and doing the same thing with backward knots. Now we're going to do the outermost orange all the way down again. Now we'll go back to the right side and do backward knots across with this string. Now we have all the way across again with this far one. Next is another backwards row with this string. Now we have another row of backward knots with this one. Next is another row of backward knots with this one, and this is the last one before we do the same triangle but on the other side. Now we have the triangle on this side, so it's similar to the other one, just opposite. So we'll start with 3 backward knots with this one. Then 1 backward knot with these 2. And then we'll go back to these ones, 2 forwards with the darker over this way. Then we'll come back to this orangish reddish color here and close off this triangle with 4 forward knots. Now we'll come back to the center again and take the darker pink and do 5 forward knots. Now we go to center again and take one of the lighter pinks and do 6 forward knots. Now we'll do another 6 forward knots with the lighter pink again. Now with the darker pink, we will do 5 forward knots. Next, we go to the far left and take this dark orange and do 4 forward knots. Then we go to the far left side again, take the darker of the two, and do 2 forward knots. That is the end of this pattern, so now you just go back and start at the beginning of the video or just keep going with the pattern. So if I were to do this like as an actual bracelet, I wouldn't like stop here, I would just continue because it's like the same. You just keep going like this. And I did probably 2.5, maybe 3. Yeah, I would say probably like 2.5 patterns, really however long you want to make it to fit it around your wrist. This one fits pretty good. I have like the strings here, or the ends here, that I could tie with. But yeah, that's how you make this bracelet. I think the back of it looks pretty cool. Honestly, I like the back side of it better than the front. And for ties, I did braided on these. You could do twisted or fishtail, whatever you want, but you just take this loop and just cut it right here, and you can just braid these ends. But yeah, that's it for this tutorial. I hope you liked it. You can also follow my Instagram, Island Bracelets Co. And yeah, that's it for this week's video.